and welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all doing very well today, and I've got a big smile on my face because I've got so many books for this book haul. It is unbelievable. Now, some of these books have been gifted to me by the publisher, by the person that owns the store, I guess is the other person, where that has happened. Down below I've linked all of the books and I've put a little asterisk next to them if they have been gifted to me, so you will be able to see down there if that is the case. So there's lots to be getting through, including a Christmas book, so I will just crack straight on with it. What I will say is that I did a video last month, where I talked about my book trolley, which I'm referencing over here, and a few of these books were on that book trolley at that time, so I feel like I'm going to get deja vu. If you're getting deja vu, it's probably because you've seen them in there. But let's start with books that only arrived yesterday, one of which David and I have dived straight into. Read loads of books but don't even know what the correct tense of dive is, but that one is A Poem for Every Autumn Day, and this is a collection of poems. I mean, look at this fucking cover. Look how autumnal that is. It's amazing. It's got all of these sort of like autumnal leaves and references to autumn, so like fireworks night, pumpkins, little mushrooms, little autumnal, little bat. And in here, there is a poem for every day throughout autumn. But not only that, there are two poems. So David and I at the moment are working our way through. We're a bit of a backlog because we only received this yesterday. What's the date today, David? The 8th. So we only got this on the 7th. So we've been doing 2 a day, so 1 each a day, to catch up and reading a poem out and just having a lovely chat about it. So far, we've read poems from Sarah Crossan, from The House That... Anonymous, John Betjeman, Auden, and just having a lovely time talking about them. And we're going to carry on doing this the whole way through autumn, and eventually we'll catch up, so we're only doing like 1 poem a day, but yeah, there's 2 poems every day to pick from, so it will never get old, because when you've done it this year you can go back and do the ones you didn't do next year, and by the time you get around to the year after, oh, it's just going to become... I love anything like seasonally themed, so this is the perfect book for and we're loving it, aren't we, David? We are. Next one I've got is a Macmillan's Collector's Library edition, and that is Passing by Nella Larson. Look at this little tiny guy, very, very cute. So this here is about Irene Redfield. She's married to a successful physician, enjoys a comfortable life in Harlem, New York. Reluctantly, she renews her friendship with an old school friend, Claire Kendry. Claire, who like Irene is light-skinned, passes as white, and is married to a racist white man who has no idea about his wife's racial heritage. So I heard about this book on the Book Break channel, and having read 2 books recently that involve being black and being light-skinned, or passing as white, The Vanishing Half being one of those books, I thought this sounded fantastic and I really wanted to get my hands on it, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. Someone's just trimming their lawn outside, but that's the sound of back to school, isn't it? So we can all get on board with that. Then I've got a play by Jackie Kay. This is The Lamplighter. This is from a Scottish playwright, or poet even. She takes us on a journey into the dark heart of Britain's legacy in the slave trade. First produced as a play, on the page it reads as a profound and tragic choral poem. We watch as 4 women and 1 man tell the story of their lives through slavery, from the fort to the slave ship, through the Middle Passage, following life on the plantations, chanting the growth of the British city and the Industrial Revolution. So yeah, it sounds amazing. I really don't read many plays either, so I'm very, very much looking forward to getting to that. Then I've got a book which I requested because I am really into this, but I know David is also going to be really into this, and that's Boy Queen by George Lester. George Lester is a fellow booktuber. I will link his channel down below, and this is a book all about drag. So earlier this year, David and I both read The Black Flamingo by Dean Atter. David loved it. I also enjoyed it, but you really, really loved it. You read it really quickly, didn't you, David?
I did.
And I think he's going to be really into this. So this is following Robin and his experiences with drag. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I really like this front cover. And then I've got another one here, a picture book by Karamo Brown, him from Queer Eye. And this is a children's picture book he has written called I Am Perfectly Designed. And it just looks really, really cute. And actually, like, once I've read this myself, because I do enjoy reading a picture book, particularly like when the artwork is just so joyful and brightly coloured and lovely. This is going to go to my niece because she loves a picture book and she will love this picture book. So yeah. Oh my god, I've just realised on the back all of of the guys from Queer Eye are on there as well. That's so lovely. That is so lovely. Right, next up is a non-book, but a bookish item. The lovely, lovely people at Book Cosy got in touch with me via Instagram and asked if they could send me a Book Cosy. Look, I can show you how it works here. So in here, and I will link their shop down below, you pop your books in here so that they don't get damaged. Now this has been very, very helpful for me, and also because it's quite roomy, you could fit like a couple in there. I have been using this currently to put my e-reader in. So it's a bit loose when it's in there, but I've been putting my e-reader in there because I kept my e-reader in my backpack and I've scratched right across the bloody front of it. So I've been using it to keep my e-reader in there. But like I said, it's quite roomy. I could keep my e-reader and a book in there, and I will definitely be doing that. But yeah, that was another bookish thing that I got sent this month, so very, very delighted about that. Right, the next one is a little like gift selection of bits, which I'm excited about. So I last month got sent a proof copy of a book called A Clock of Stars, and this particular volume of The Clock of Stars was called A Shadow Moth by Francesca Gibbons. I'm tomorrow night, Wednesday, I've got an online book event where they're celebrating the launch of that book. Never done an online book event, so I'm very much looking forward to it. And ahead of it, they sent me this really cute little package. And all of these things have like little things that like relate to the book. So I've got a lollipop, I've got a tea bag, a mint tea bag, I've got a little moth tattoo, I've got a copy of The Secret Garden, which was lovely because they're making a movie of The Secret Garden. I think it's going to be a Netflix movie, but it's out this year, I think, maybe. It's got like Colin Firth in it, maybe Judi Dench, no, not Judi Dench, Julie Waters, is that a person, David?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I was very, very excited to be sent a copy of The Secret Garden. And also it's got like a little recipe of how to make a special cake that's mentioned in the book. And yeah, I just thought it was a really, really cute little sweet touch. So yeah, I'll be diving into my lollipop and my tea tomorrow night at the event. So it's just lovely. Right, more bits. Oh yeah, I bought this collection. Actually, I need to start reading this because I was so excited when I bought this. And because I collect my books to haul them, I quite often don't get round to them instantly, even though I want to. And one of those books that I have hauled and am excited about is Zadie Smith's collection of essays called Intimations. These are essays that she wrote during lockdown. There's 6 essays in here, and these are written by Zadie Smith, whose writing I really, really enjoy. I love her fiction writing, but I've also read a few of her essays, and I just find her writing lovely, and really sort of, well, just amazing, really. I mean, I can't really say any more than that. So yeah, so I've got a collection of 6 essays. David hasn't. Minnie's just jumped up onto the chair there, which is why the tripod's going a bit mad. I also got sent, unsolicited, I didn't know this was coming, Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. The Heartstopper series is a graphic novel series that I've been very, very much enjoying, and they're on the 3rd volume of those now. And this is Nick and Charlie's story told in book form rather than, oh, look at the little, the illustrations and everything are just so lovely. I was previously sent Loveless by Alice Oseman earlier this year as well, and it's a love story between, this is a love story between Nick and Charlie, 2 boys at school, and it's just so lovely and sort of coming of age and really negotiates like stuff that's really important to you when you're at school, and is just really like inclusive and wonderful, and yeah, I loved it. The most recent one, the most recent Heartstopper, they go to Paris on a school trip, and it's just so lovely. So yes, this will be lovely to visit as well. Then I've got, exciting, this is another one of the ones that I was like hauled and then haven't got round to reading yet and need to. This is Outsiders, which is a collection of short stories edited by Alice Slater, who I follow on Instagram and Twitter, and she is amazing. And it includes short stories about people who don't fit in. A few of the names on here, very excited about. My good friend and yours, Jen Campbell, Kirsty Logan, Lara Williams. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about getting around to this. And now that can stay out because I want to read it soon. Then I've got the 3rd volume. This is one of my biggest naughtinesses that I've done as a booktuber, I think, because I've now been sent the third volume of the Mirror Visitor collection. This is called The Memory of Babel. Now the first one, here it is, A Winter's Promise. I mean, look how beautiful these are. This is translated YA, published by Europa, translated from French, and this is the first one called A Winter's Promise, which is book 1. Then I actually I think it's over here, yeah. So I've got the proof, I haven't got the actual finished copy. But I mean, I don't deserve the finished copy if I'm not even bloody reading them. Of The Missing of Claire de Lune, which is, this is the, actually, I really, really like this. It feels really nice and the colour of it's lovely. That's book 2. And then I've just been sent book 3, The Memory of Babel. And this is all in the Mirror Visitor series. And yeah, naughty, naughty, naughty of me to not be doing it. Now, David and I, my parents have got a place in France, and David, we haven't been there for years, have we, David? When do you think we last went?
I think our first year together.
8 years ago, we reckon. 7 or 8 years ago we last went, and it's really nice, but there's nothing to do where you go. You just basically sit there and just have a lovely time, read, do a bit of cross stitch, eat lots of cheese, have a lovely time. And I was thinking, if we end up going, because who knows what's happening, like, if I won't be able to go if I have to quarantine when I get back, because I can't quarantine for 14 days when I get back. I'm going to take all these and I'm going to finally read them. So, but if not, I'm going to need to make the time to do that. But yeah, got sent the third book in the series. But yeah, need to do something about that. Next book, exciting. I'm getting the next book, and also I got sent something with it. The aforementioned Christmas book. This is Tinsel by Sybil Pounder. This is a proof copy. Look at it. That is Christmassy, isn't it? It's got, oh, it just looks amazing. It's got a white horse with, like, it looks as though antlers are strapped to his head, and then it's got a girl, like a woman with like silver hair, in like Father Christmas-esque clothing. But what I really enjoy about these wide leg red stripy trousers is that she's got like a red ankle boot with them. She looks really cool. And on the back it says the girl who invented Christmas. So yeah, it looks really festive. This is a proof copy, so I don't know if this is going to have more sort of illustrations when you get it, but like, I mean, look at this sort of thing. That's what I'm into. And it said, what if somewhere along the way we've got all the Santa story a bit wrong? Join Blanche Claus and her best friend Rinky for a funny festive sleigh ride you'll never forget. So yeah, very, very excited about it. And it's got a little letter to the reader, and the first line in this letter to the reader that starts says, Mrs. Claus has always fascinated me. Everyone knows who she is, and yet no one really knows her at all. So very excited about that. And then, as I said, I got sent something quite excited with this, and this is the things that David lives for when I get sent chocolate with books. So I've been sent a chocolate bauble, and David was worried that it would go out of date before I would film this video, but do not worry, David, we don't have to eat this until next July.
Oh no.
So we'll keep it. We'll keep it until next July.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
We'll keep it till next July. So yeah, so that needs to go somewhere exciting. That's not out until October, but that needs to go somewhere exciting with some Christmas books. I can't wait to read that. I can't stop touching it. Stop it. Right. Next one is You Goddess by E. Foley and B. Coates. So I was sent a book by these very same people. What Would Boudica Do? And that's also beautiful. These are lovely like gifts, and they have like modern advice. I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, here it is. I knew it was pink. This is What Would Boudica Do? So yeah, as you can see, they're both amazing. So this one is like modern, like everyday problems solved by history's most remarkable women is this one. And then this one is Lessons in Being Legendary from Awesome Immortals. So this is more sort of like Greek mythology. And yeah, it sounds like it just sounds amazing. Not just Greek mythology. I think there's like all sorts in there. Ancient Greece to Japan, Scandinavia to the Americas, Polynesia to the Middle East. These goddesses and their stories will inject some much deserved mythical magnificence into your life. That's staying out as well because I want to read that too. Next up is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole, which is a thriller. This is an advanced reader's copy. This feels nice as well. And this is out, I don't know when this is out, September, may well be out now. But this is set in New York. It's about somebody called Sydney Green. She's Brooklyn born and raised, but the neighbourhood she loves is being erased before her very eyes. So it's got a lot to do with gentrification. It sounds as though it might be a sort of more grown-up version of Pride, which is a book I read earlier this year by Ibiza Boy, which was a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, which has a lot to do with gentrification in New York and particularly in Brooklyn. This has also got a thriller aspect to it, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I just feel like that front cover is really great. So yeah, I think this is the thing though, isn't it? I want to read all of these all right now. But yeah, it sounds amazing, so very excited. Now, this book I've bought because I saw Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. She does the most amazing readathons. I'm sure you're all aware of her channel, but she does the most amazing readathons where she reads like a series of books in 24 hours, or like reads non-stop for 24 hours. And most recently, the video that I watched of hers was her reading the Anne of Green Gables series in a weekend. I've never read any Anne of Green Gables, and do you know what? I think I owned the books when I was younger and sort of looked upon them. They were in like very boring sort of mass-produced front covers, and I looked and thought, yawn. But I'm always forever hearing how it's some people's favourite books. There's a Netflix series, I think, called Anne with an E, which I hear that people really love, and when I saw how excited Emma was to reread those books, I was like, I really want to read them. Now, I knew that there was this series of books which are published by... They're called the Sisterhood books. They're published by Penguin, but they are all of these books. So this is the Sisterhood version of Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, and it's got the main character with all of her hair and then the title written in there. So there's 6 of these. They've got, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to see them all there, but they've got A Little Princess, Anne of Green Gables, Pride and Prejudice, Little Women, The Railway Children, and Heidi. And I've always looked upon these very, very favourably, but none of the titles interested me, or I already owned them. So I already own Pride and Prejudice in another volume, in 2 other volumes, and I already own Little Women. I don't know if you can see, but my cloth bound classics are up here, and I own Pride and Prejudice and Little Women in those cloth bound classics. And I wasn't really interested in Heidi. I didn't think I was interested in Anne of Green Gables. I read The Railway Children when I was younger and thought it was a bit boring, and I've never read A Little Princess. But yeah, maybe I might put them on my Christmas or my birthday list, you know, because I do think they look lovely. It'll be a great way to sort of like revisit these. But yeah, I love them. I love everything about this. This looks amazing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that. And this was actually on my takeaway on holiday to read plans if that happens. So the last 2 are non-fictions. One of them is a cookery book. It's one of my highly anticipated books for the year that I mentioned in the mid-year freak-out tag, I think, or was it? Yeah, anyway, one of the books that I was looking forward to in this latter half of the year, and it's 7 Ways by Jamie Oliver. Jamie Oliver is I'm very fond of him and his recipes. And some of my but basically, without sounding like emotion, like Jamie Oliver has taught me to be a cook, and has shown me that I'm really, really good at following a recipe and getting good results at the end. And I owe that to Jamie Oliver, because I feel like his cookbooks are really accessible. They don't sort of, there's no fluff, and you use the bare minimum ingredients to get maximum results. And I think he's amazing. Previously, before I started BookTube, I would set myself challenges of cooking my way through Jamie Oliver's cookbooks, which I've really, really enjoyed doing. I am vegetarian now, so a lot of his cookbooks have meat in them. But last year, he released a vegetarian cookbook, which is amazing, and I love it. And maybe I'll challenge myself to cook everything from that next year. Would that be exciting, David?
What's that?
Cook everything from Jamie's veg next year?
Most of it.
Most of it. Have you had something in there you don't like then that you're worried about?
Probably. There's probably lots of jank in there.
Oh dear. But yeah, so this was his new one, which is 7 Ways. So it takes 1 ingredient and then gives you 7 things to do with it. So for instance, in this bed, I've gone right to the salmon bit, something that I don't eat, but like sweet potato, and then 7 different recipes for sweet potato. And as a vegetarian, I feel like there's enough in here for me to be getting on with. Peppers is another one. There obviously is meat in here, so there are parts of this that I would ignore, but if you're a pescatarian, there's a whole section to like whitefish, salmon and prawns, so that would add on to it. Mince, the section about mince actually is quite helpful, because some of these recipes you could use vegetarian mince. Now actually I don't use vegetarian mince, I use lentils because they're much cheaper, and I don't really, vegetarian mince just doesn't really do much for me, but lentils do. So there's things in the mince section that I could still make, so beef and Guinness hot pot for instance, gingery garlic black bean beef, but I wouldn't make it with beef. I think the other thing is about lentils and veggie mince is that it doesn't really hold very well. There are a few brands of it that don't really hold, like, so you couldn't really make like burgers or meatballs out of it. But yeah, I've yet to make anything from it because I bought it and then I hauled it, so I haven't done anything with it yet. But yeah, looking forward to getting involved with it. And do you know what, I keep thinking about pasta, so I might have a little look through here and make myself something pasta. Avocado, that's another vegetarian. And also, like, his books all look really nice, particularly in recent years. He's taken to like these bright colours and having like the inserts being the bright colours. They've done like a green book, the veg book was yellow, and then pink for 7 ways. But I think it's going to be great. I'll let you know how I get on with it. And then the last one, we actually mentioned this during the Cosy Reader Night vlog, but we haven't read it yet. And that's What Cats Want by Dr. Yuki Hattori. This is a non-fiction book about getting to know your cat, basically. An illustrated guide for truly understanding your cat. And I've seen like quite a lot of these. I mean, these end papers, look at this. Super cute. I've seen quite a lot of these books sort of over the years, like coffee table books about cats. But this one seems pretty thorough, whilst still maintaining a higher level of cuteness, which I feel like is a difficult like level to reach. But yeah, there's lots of lovely things in here. So like about cat's sense of smell, is a wet nose good, water is vital, stretching it out, how to speak cat, love of tight spaces, dental hygiene. Definitely stuff that I would enjoy reading about my beloved cat Minnie. So those are all the books that I have not set these up. I've got to pick these all up for a thumbnail now. Those are the books that I've recently got my hands on. Let me know if any of these sound exciting to you. Let me know if you've read any of these or you'll be wanting to get your hands on them. And I will see you all again soon for another BookTube video.